everybody, Seth David here from the world famous Nerd Enterprises Incorporated and the newly famous SethDavid.com. And I'm sitting here with my good friend David Leary from Intuit. David, welcome. Thank you for taking the time to be here with me today.
Thanks for having me, Seth. It's very exciting.
Very quickly, and before we kind of dive into QuickBooks Connect and what's going on there, tell us a little bit about who you are, your role at Intuit. What do you do? Who do you do it for?
My role. So technically speaking, my title is I'm an Intuit developer evangelist. The way I've always described that job is I seduce developers. So all those apps you see on apps.com, all those developers, I sell them on the dream of our ecosystem, sell them on the dream of, hey, it's QuickBooks. There's 1.4 million small businesses using QuickBooks Online. We have 100,000 accountants. I sell them on that dream, right? My role is kind of evolving a little bit because the reality is I talk to lots of accountants too and sell them on the dream of using apps. So I'm kind of changing my title right now currently to becoming the small business ecosystem evangelist. So I talk to all parts of the equation, including small business owners. So I'm kind of evolving my role a little bit, and that actually makes a lot of sense. I mean, in my career at Intuit, I started out doing tech support on the phones, doing from the QuickBooks DOS V2. So I've talked to 20,000, 30,000 small business owners. I've done development. I've built a product on the platform. So I've been a developer on the platform. I've worked with all the accountants. So it probably makes most sense for me to have those conversations with everybody if I can at once, and not just very focused on just the developers anymore. And that's where I'm kind of headed that way.
Gotcha. And all right, so now let's talk about QuickBooks Connect. QuickBooks Connect, we're going into our third one this year, right?
Yes.
And we've had
better never.
Yep. always got to raise the bar. So each year we have had an accounting track, a small business track, and a developer track. This year we've added in the solopreneurs, right? The solopreneur track, the self-employed, I guess is what we were calling it. But the developer track has been there since day one, and each year we've had a hackathon. So for those who are maybe new to QuickBooks Connect, maybe this is their first year going, tell us a little bit about the hackathon and what that's all about.
Yeah, so traditionally, what our hackathon has been in the past, it's been very, very QuickBooks focused. So developers will come in on Saturday morning to QuickBooks Connect. We'll feed them. We'll give them all the support they need so they can work for basically 36 to 48 hours, depending on, breaks and people sleeping, et cetera. And they will come in and work on a problem in their app or build a new app or solve a customer problem, a pain point for small business owners or accountants, and then integrate it with QuickBooks. Then at the end, we would have kind of a pitch type experience, similar to a Shark Tank. We'd have judges and people would pitch their app, and at the end we'd award a prize and have a winner. This year we're doing a little bit different. It's not as heavily focused on QuickBooks. We're really going to try and enable just small business technology. So if you could imagine, simple use case I'm thinking of is, let's say we maybe we'll have Amazon there, right? And Amazon has that speaker, the Alexis or Alexa, what's the speaker called? The Echo?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about. It's their kind of version of a Siri.
Exactly. So imagine that at a shoe store, right? Now the guy, he doesn't have to go look for green size 7 Converse. He can just stand in the middle of the store and yell out, hey, Alexis, do I have any size 7 Converse in stock? And that device, that speaker, through the Amazon API, could access the QuickBooks Online API, check the inventory, and then splurt out, yes, we have 2 more pairs left. And now that small business owner or that person at that shoe store doesn't have to physically walk to the back room. That person doesn't have to go and open up QuickBooks just to see what the inventory is really fast. So you think about like hardware. Now that could be, there's probably technology in cars. There's probably technology in wearable devices, Raspberry Pis. So what we've heard from developers, they want to do these kind of things. They know they're up and coming and it's the future of small business tech, but they don't get a lot of chances or time on their own to play with these things. So we want to bring just generic small business technology and let developers just build solutions on any technology stack, just not quick. They don't only have to do QuickBooks, because eventually if they build some solution for a small business owner, eventually it'll probably tie to QuickBooks down the road. But we just want to see cool, awesome, futuristic technology being hacked on and built and problems being solved ultimately.
Got it. And when you said that in the hackathon, there are people who essentially judge the pitches that these developers make, and ultimately a winner is chosen. What are the criteria that are used to decide who wins?
One of the main criteria at the hackathon is they actually have to do it there. right? And so we can tell based on API calls and things like that if somebody's actually worked on their project there. You just can't build something for 9 months and show up and just, we've had people try that. They just show a video of their product all done. And I'm like, what'd you make while you were here? That's some component. You actually have to participate and build while you're there. The spirit of the hackathon, you know? Another component is, does it actually solve a problem? If you can show that the problem exists, like, oh, you can tell a story. I talked to the guy who owns a shoe store and he hates having to go to the back room to get inventory counts, right? If you can tell the story exists, then you can maybe show a market size really fast, like, hey, there's this many shoe stores and they all have this problem. And then you can say, here's how we solved it. And it's very elegant, and you just show and demo your product. It's a pretty safe way to do well in a hackathon. I think where people get in trouble in hackathons, you know, is too many back-end math things. Like, hey, we're going to make $700 million our first year, but they don't, and then they don't have a demo. They don't have anything to show, and it's hard for people to get excited about back-end math if they don't have something built. Really show us what you've done.
Okay, so it sounds pretty simple and straightforward. They have to develop it there, and they have to show that that there's a problem that exists and need to be filled, and that their app actually solves the problem.
Yep, their app or application of technology. This could be hardware. That's what I said. So this year it's going to be open, a little bit bigger of what could be built, which is exciting, where people aren't so limited.
Okay, so what more can you tell us about this year and what we're going to be doing this year?
So the hackathon, previous, like I said, the previous hackathons were very QuickBooks focused. You build an app that ties to QuickBooks. This year's hackathon, we're not doing that, as we just talked about. So what we've done leading up to the hackathon, it's actually going on right now, we're running a contest for apps to compete in a competition. It's called the Small Business App Showdown, and all of you can go to smallbusinessappshowdown.com. That website right now is really geared towards app developers signing up for the contest. And the contest is going to involve social media type data. It's going to involve their connections to QuickBooks Online. It's going to involve the reviews from apps.com. It's going to involve the market size of the potential of the solution. It's going to, how well is the QuickBooks connection? And another piece it's going to involve is voting. So sometime mid-August, that website's going to flip over for 2 weeks for a voting period. So any of you accountants that are out there, if you want to go vote for your favorite apps that are now on apps.com, it's smallbusinessappshowdown.com, and you can vote for those apps.
So it includes existing apps then, if it's on, it's so anything on apps?
It's all the apps that launched in 2016. Very good question. Yes. So it's a contest for basically all the new apps.
Okay, so when I go to vote, it'll obviously only include the list of apps that are on apps.com that have just been developed this year.
That's correct. And that have signed up for the contest. Sometimes people, there's a contest that exists and they're on apps.com and they never take the time to actually sign up for the contest. So any of you developers that are watching this, you haven't, please take the time. You just have to put in your name and your Twitter handle. It's very, very low overhead, but you have to sign up for the contest. You can't win it.
It's like Lotto. You got to be in it to win it.
Exactly. And so like Lotto, huge grand prize, $100,000.
Mm-hmm.
But the way we're giving that grand prize out, the top 10 apps we're going to bring to QuickBooks Connect. So we're going to pick up your hotel for those apps. We're going to have those apps in a designated area on the expo floor. So there will be some sort of small business app showdown finalist area of some type. You know, obviously we have to work on signage and those types of things. That's not finalized yet. They will all be there so people can go and see and interact with these apps on the opening night reception. So that would be the Monday evening reception. There's going to be the opening night reception for all of QuickBooks Connect, and during that time, the small business app, these 10 apps, are going to pitch, and then the winner will be announced either on the Tuesday or the Wednesday during one of the main keynote sessions. We'll announce who the winner is. So just the fact, if you're a developer, if you make the top 10 and you get to go to QuickBooks Connect and you're getting that visibility, that is huge. That might be worth more than $100,000 on its own.
Right. So if I'm voting and I go to vote in mid-August, you said is when that's going to start, what am I going to be able to see that's going to help me determine which one to vote for?
Hopefully you've used them. So all of those, all the ones you're going to vote for, you can navigate back to their app card and you can try those apps out. You can vote every day for one. If you'd like, you can return to the site the next day and vote again. That's okay. You can actually help your favorite apps that are on there now. You can just tweet using the hashtag SmallBizAppShowdown. Say, hey, I love using Seth David's awesome app. or whatever it might be, and then hashtag it Small Biz App Showdown, and that way they will, they'll get picked up and help them socially. So you can actually help some of your apps right now by tweeting about those apps using that hashtag.
And if I want to show up at the hackathon, is that going on Saturday and Sunday? Do I have to come early for that?
Saturday and Sunday, yes. So essentially, if you're a developer and you want the full boat experience, hackathon starts on Saturday, and then you have Sunday, more hackathon. Then we have on Monday, there's really not much going on for developers. What I recommend a developer to do, the best developers we have themselves, their support staff, and their salespeople get certified in QuickBooks Online. Well, how convenient. On Monday, you can get certified in QuickBooks Online. Now, the best thing about that as a developer, you could get certified sitting next to accountants in the same room at the same time. So I recommend developers to look into getting certified in QBO on Monday. And then the regular sessions for everybody for the whole event are Tuesday and Wednesday. And we'll have developer sessions. We'll have some developer sessions that are very code-driven and only for developers, and we'll have other sessions that are more general that accountants could attend or developers could attend, small business owners can attend, and available to all the tracks can attend.
Right. So in other words, if you're signing up for QuickBooks Connect, whether you're a developer or an accountant or a small business owner, you should really look across all tracks to see there may be stuff that interests you that you want to make a point of attending. Is that right?
Yes. That's the spirit of it this year. So previously, the tracks were very divided, like you said in the beginning of the interview. You said, oh, if you're an accountant, there's an accountant track, and if they're a developer, there's a developer track. We're kind of moving away from that and going to more of a build, grow, run, connect type track. So there's going to be things on how to build or start your business. There's going to be a track for growing your business, a track for running it. So those would be maybe you'd see apps for more operational type things versus grow is going to maybe be more of how to market and do social media for your app. And then connect's really going to be all the things we're creating to create connections between all the audiences together. So it could be, here's small, maybe it's accountants that are targeting small business owners. They could go and get feedback possibly on their website, and the small business owner can be like, hey, I don't like your website. I can't understand it. That's
gotcha.
Developers get feedback from accountants, so we're going to create those collision points.
Right. Okay, I know we both have to run, but David, I want to thank you so much for taking some time and help me and our audience better understand what's going on the developer side of things at QuickBooks Connect. I will, of course, put up the domain names that we talked about. There's smallbusinessappshowdown.com, and then the hashtag that we want to use is hashtag smallbizappshowdown, and that's the hashtag smallbizbiz with a Z. App Showdown. I'll put it all up on screen for everybody, and of course in the description wherever this video shows up. So
got it. And then I'll help you out too. Once it's up on YouTube, I'll get it up on our developer site so our developers see it from our side.
Beautiful, David. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with me.
Thanks, Seth.
All right.
See you at QuickBooks Connect.
We'll see you there. QuickBooks Connect or bust, right?